And on this video, Robert Kiyosaki, the one who wrote the book, The Cashflow Quadrant, is saying to you, train your brain to see money. Video number 57. Please join me. Hello, welcome to Take a Step to a Better You. In this video, we're continuing to read the book, The Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, the one who wrote the famous Rich Dad Poor Dad book. If you're new, my name is Sherifa Nakalema. I'm a business owner here in Virginia, USA. And on here, I share many topics. In fact, I'll just show the schedule. But before I do that, I have to welcome my returning viewers. Thank you so much. So for those of you who are new, after you see my schedule, decide if you want to, if those topics are interesting to you, decide to subscribe and click on the bell to be notified when I have new videos. So here is my schedule. It's daily. I'm here daily. The only thing to note there is that I'm live. Here live on YouTube Friday and Saturday. Friday is for general, for everyone. Saturday, if you want to learn affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing day, Saturday. Sunday is also different because the time changes. Is motivational day, and the time changes from 9:30 a.m. That's US Eastern time to 1:30 p.m. I think 1:45 is what I put it. That's intentional. So that's the schedule. Now, today, this video is about the Cashflow Quadrant. For those of you who've been following, you know the Cashflow Quadrant, but I have to show you what the Cashflow Quadrant is again because of my new viewers. So the Cashflow Quadrant is something that is by Robert Kiyosaki, designed it, and he says, and that's the name of the book. See, the image is that when we earn money, it comes from one of those four quadrants. On the left, there is E, you are an employee, or the S stands for self-employed. You are self-employed, you are a small business owner. Then on the right, that's when you're graduating to the big money. On the right, you are a live business owner, or you are an investor. So this whole book is about, he called it a guide to financial freedom, because this is video 57. I've been reading the book, and for those of you who've been watching all of them, you see where it goes. He's showing us the disadvantages of being on the left. He wants us to move to the right. So now that's what the whole book is about. If you're interested in those kind of topics, please keep coming. Now, in this one, he's saying, number 57, train your brain to see money. But I always mention the previous one. The previous one, which was number 56, he was teaching us, showing us how to turn a bad deal into a good deal. Because he had made a bad deal and then he turned it into a good deal. So for those of you especially who are interested, if you're interested in real estate, because it was a transaction about buying a small house that bought for rental, that was a very interesting scenario. What happened to him? So that video number 56, the way you get to all of them, it's an end screen comes up. What comes up on end screen of this video takes you to all of them, starting from number 1, from when I started reading the book. Also in the description and also in the pinned comment, it takes you to all of them. You can skip through. They have numbers on the outside. Number 56, the one you'll be looking for, but you could start from number 1. And then in the description, I have a link to the audio book. It's free for 1 month. And I also have a physical book, a link to the physical book to Amazon. It's all goes to Amazon. But when you go to audio, make sure you search for the title. It just takes you to the whole audio. So you have to search for the book you want. It's not going to, for the physical book, when you click, it takes you to the book. But for the audio, it takes you to Audible. So you have to search the catalog for the book you are looking for, which would be the Cashflow Quadrant. Now, 57, reading time. Train your brain to see money. Let's see how he's teaching us how to do that. So, I'm about to read. You know, the title itself comes a little bit later, but this is where he starts. You know, I pick what to name these videos, the main message, because I go through and then I say, I think this will be the right title for this section. So let me read, then we'll get to it. He says that with the subtitle now, 1.4 trillion looking for a home. That's money, dollars. $1.4 trillion looking for a home. It's a subtitle. You know, he's funny. I like the way he uses the words. So he said, every day, Robert is writing, every day, trillions of dollars are moved around the planet electronically. There is more money being created and available today than ever before. The problem is that money is invisible. I mean, you can't see it. Today, the bulk of it is electronic. So when people look for money with their eyes, they fail to see anything. Most people struggle to live paycheck to paycheck. And yet, $1.4 trillion flies around the world every day looking for someone who wants it. It's looking for someone who knows how to take care of it, nurture it, and grow it. If you know how to take care of money, money will flock to you and be thrown at you. People will beg you to take it. But if you don't know how to take care of money, money will stay away from you. Remember, Rich Daddy's definition of financial intelligence is not how much money you make, but how much money you keep. How hard it works for you and how many generations you keep it for. Now here's another subheading. The blind leading the blind. Remember I told you how he uses the words? Okay. The average person is 95% eyes and only 5% mind when they invest, said Rich Dad. If you want to become a professional in the B and I quadrants, remember, those are the ones on the right, you need to train your eyes to be only 5% and train your eyes to be only 5% and train your mind. No. I'm sorry. Let me hold it like this. I read better like this. Now this is a quote from Rich Dad. If you want to become a professional in the B and I quadrants, you need to train your eyes to be only 5% and train your mind to see the other 95%. Rich Dad went on to explain that people who train their minds to see money have tremendous power over people who don't. He was adamant about whom I took financial advice from. The reason most people struggle financially is because they take advice from people who are also mentally blind to money. It's the classic tale of the blind leading the blind. If you want money to come to you, you must know how to take care of it. If money isn't first in your head, it won't stick to your hands. If it doesn't stick to your hands, then money and people with money will stay away from you. Let me read that again. If money isn't first in your head, it won't stick to your hands. If it doesn't stick to your hands, then money and people with money will stay away from you. That's interesting. Okay, here's another title. That's the one I named this video. It says, train your brain to see money. So, he's writing. So, what is the first step in training your brain to see money? The answer is easy. It's financial literacy. It begins with the ability to understand the words and the number systems of capitalism. If you don't understand the words or the numbers, you might as well be speaking a foreign language. And in many cases, each quadrant represents a foreign language. Now, he put out the image that I showed you at first, the E, S, and B, and I. If you look at the Cashflow Quadrant, he's showing the image now, the E on the left, S, E and S, and B and I. Each quadrant is like a different country. They don't use the same words. And if you don't understand the words, you won't understand the numbers. Remember at the beginning when he was teaching us the quadrant, the Cashflow Quadrant, he told us how the employees speak, the language they use, how the self-employed people speak, how the business owners speak. And so Actually, see, this time he called it a country. They are so in their world. They are in a different world. So now, what he does here, he has an example where he uses the term the doctors use. I'm not going to read that, but he's showing you how the doctors, the language they use, when they're describing like the pressure numbers and stuff. I'm going to skip that so we don't make this video too long because I'm trying to make them shorter. And I think the next one is going to be a little bit longer, but this one I'm about to end. That's the last paragraph I'm reading. He says, I disagree. I skipped some. Those terms he was using about doctors and their language they use. I disagree when someone says to me, it takes money to make money. In my opinion, the ability to make money with money begins with understanding the words and the numbers. As my rich dad always said, if money is not first in your head, it won't stick to your hands. So that's the end of this one, 57. Next, I'll read 58, and that one may be a little bit longer than I've been reading them. So the ones you who are following me, the next one, be prepared. 58 will be a little bit longer. This one is short because it's starting to get into another topic, and I'd rather stop here, or this would be like too long. Okay, my takeaway is always the same. We need to learn. We need to know. Because if he's talking about that train your brain to see money, let me show you how you could train it. This is my own understanding. You can put in the comments. My own understanding, what he's saying. Do you see people called entrepreneurs? You know the term entrepreneur, you know what it means? It means someone who solves a problem. Entrepreneurs solve a problem. If the someone who has this trained mind, like the one he's talking about, is around you and he hears people complaining, they're complaining about this and complaining about that, the mind of that entrepreneur, they're thinking about how to solve that problem. And when you solve that problem, you sell it, right? You don't solve it for free. You create a product or a service and people pay you. And there you go. You have money. That's my 2 cents. That's because that's what entrepreneurs do. They look at a situation, they see how to solve it, and you pay them willingly. Remember, you had a problem. They're solving your problem. You pay them happily. And they enjoy their life. All the entrepreneurs, that's the fastest way to richness, to being rich, okay? That's my video today. That's 57. We'll go to 58 tomorrow. For those who are watching them as they come. But if you remember those links that I said, if you want the physical book, in fact, I made it very convenient. If you want a physical book, people have been asking me. So it's the top. The physical book is on the top. If you want to go straight to buy the physical book. Then below that, there's the audio, and then the way you get to all these other videos. They're starting from number 1. It's just one playlist. I call it Cashflow Quadrant. I think I call it your financial freedom. How to get financial freedom. It's also at the end of this. Right now, at the end of this one, you see it's coming up, and you can go watch all the way from number 1. You can skip, and get, because I name them. These days I do them better because I name them according to the message. So if you see you don't like the message, you skip and go to the next one. But it would be great to watch all of them because the way he lined up these things, you want to hear everything. Leave a comment for me, like the video, share it. Like I always end them, I said, take very good care of yourself, take very good care of your families, take very good care of your health, take a step to a better you. Bye-bye.